Hi everyone, it's Donna here, and I am back with another journal. Um, this one is, I'm calling Grungy Vintage because I tried to do the best I could do at grungy, which is kind of hard for me because I'm such a perfectionist. But um, this one is 5 inches by 7 inches. It is a single signature. It has lots of vintage laces coming off of it. I just have it held together with a piece of coffee dyed muslin as the tie. It is in my typical vintage linens kind of collaged cover. This one is more of a kind of a quilted uh, type cover with different patches of different linens and with zigzag to hold them together, kind of like a quilt. It is a soft cover. There's batting in between and fabric on the inside, and then the vintage linens on the top, and this beautiful applique for the focal point on the front. There is a dangle that is held on with a bow pin, and it's just random beads, mostly wooden beads on this one. So let's take a look inside. There's some vintage lace as the pocket on the front, and a tag, a couple of collage tags. This one has a little brass charm on it with some laces behind it. And then this is the note from the bookmaker that I'm putting in my journals now. Tells the recipient on what a junk journal is and how it can be used. The tag on the front, it has this journal belongs to, and you open it up, you can write what the journal is about. I tried to do all the pages either coffee stained, torn, distressed in some way. This is just a collage that I did with some vintage linens on it, and tucked inside is a journaling card. And on the back side is a little tuck spot. Inside the front of the tuck spot are some little tags and tickets. And then a big journaling card from a botanical book tucked it in behind. Torn pages, lots of room for journaling. This page already had the holes in it, so I just ran some antique lace through it. Little snippet down here with a little bit of slow stitching on it. Some more of that antique lace, just kind of ruffled along the edge here. Lots of place for journaling. Another little collage up here on a Sears Roebuck 1898, I think. It's a reproduction. And there's a little stamped or embossed leather little charm with a button. Just a couple of different laces stitched on. This is a cover from a 1951 London Illustrated News. That's an original page. You can see the advertisement was cigarette advertisement there. This is just a little slow stitched collage piece that I made as an upper tuck with a journaling card tucked into it. It's a cover of a seed catalog from 1905. There's a snippet roll belly band here with another collage card with some lace on it. Actually, and that flips open for more writing. Whoops. Just a little definition down there of restore with some cheesecloth behind it. This is a page from a vintage sewing pattern, and I just reinforced it with some washi. couple of yo-yos from a vintage tablecloth with a little some snippets sewn on there. Another little snippet down here with, or a cluster with some vintage laces and a vintage button. And that's on an Edith Holden page. This just opens up for a little extra writing space there. This is a page from a German children's book. I love the illustration, so I just kind of tipped it into this smaller page with a fussy cut back here. You can see the German font there. Just a piece from a vintage tablecloth. This is a pocket tag with a couple of, this is a T card, original T card, and just a tag tucked in there. Whoops, that goes in the pocket. Just some decorative stitching down the edge. This pocket here has some original ephemera in it. Well, this isn't original. This is a reproduction of an advertisement. This is a page from a 1924 ledger. And a document for a receipt from 1973. Come on. You came out of there. I know you're going to go back. All right. And on this side, this is just a printout of a vintage document. A little booklet on canning jars. This looks to be from maybe the 40s or 50s. And then a vintage photograph of a family. And this looks to be German, maybe? I'm not sure. And then the strings have some vintage buttons hanging from them. And this is just a journaling collaged journal tag with a little heart made from that faux handmade paper that I made a while back, and some vintage laces at the top. There's the rest of that linen. Die cut flower. This is one of my Christmas presents to myself. I bought another set of the Tim Holtz wildflower dies. Some beautiful vintage lace sewn on there. There's a fabric flip with some different laces and fabrics, and you can journal underneath. And there are some more vintage mother of pearl buttons there, and some slow stitching across the top. Here's the fortune cookie in this one, and down here is just a piece that came off of a garment, and it still has the little metal hooks on it. So I just stitched it onto the bottom there for a little interest. Another snippet here. Here's the back side of that, the Illustrated London News magazine. This is an altered paper clip, and then tucked into it is just a little extra paper for writing. And then on the back side of the paper clip is tucked a journaling card with some stenciling on the back. Some vintage lace down here. The back side of that Sears catalog. This is just a little snippet that I made into a belly band with a skinny tag tucked into it. And then more writing space there. Another die. Another snippet here with a little bit of slow stitching and a vintage button. dictionary page that has a vellum flower on it. And I just covered the back side so you can write on that. And on the back is a CD envelope, and tucked into it is a journaling card, and that's a vintage cigar box label. That's a reproduction. And then in the back side are some more little a tea card and some more little bits of ephemera tucked in. And then this flips open. You can journal on the back of that and underneath, of course. And that's the back of the journal. And also tucked into the back are some extra papers for journaling or to cover up text. And this is vanilla dyed paper here so that it smells nice. And then there's the back. So this is Grungy Vintage. This journal, I believe, is already spoken for, but if it's not what she was looking for or she changes her mind, then if it's available when you see this video, the purchase information will be down below. And thank you all for watching and for your lovely comments that you always leave on my journal videos. I really appreciate all of your comments. It means a lot to me and keeps me wanting to do my journals. So that's all I have for today. Bye for now.